All right, here's the rule. Here's the bare bones biz rule. You've got to charge more than it costs. Now, if you don't know where you stand, you won't understand what your costs are and be able to determine a winning selling price. Now, how does your competition charge what they charge and continue to stay in business? They go into debt, perhaps. We don't know. But from what I know from working with business owners is that they could very well be losing money, but not you. You are going to figure out a winning selling price. You're going to make money. To do that, you'll have to ignore something I learned in college, what the market will bear when it comes to your selling prices. The market bears all kinds of things. How many of you like coffee? All right. How much could you pay for a cup of coffee? Once upon a time at the coffee shop, I charged 39 cents for a bottomless cup of coffee. You could sit there all day, and some did, for 39 cents and drink that cup of coffee. And then came Starbucks. At Starbucks, you could pay north of $5 for a cup of coffee, and people are lining up. Now, can you get cheaper coffee? And can you get better coffee? Mm-hmm. Starbucks figured out how to add value to that cup of coffee so that we're willing to pay more for it. You can do this too. Now let's come up with the selling price for you. The basic selling price formula for your company is this. Divide your sales goal by the number of items you could sell, the number of things you could sell. If you sell hours, divide it by the number of hours or days that you could sell. That's where your selling price should come from. If you do the math, you are going to discover that your prices are higher than your competition because they're not doing the math, right? This is what I didn't learn in school. In school, in my accounting classes, we talked about budgeting. And then over in marketing, I was taught things like what the market would bear and the going rate, and there was this disconnect. Go to your budget for your selling price and then figure out how to market in such a way that you can get that price and have your customers say, yes, expensive, but so worth it. Don't try and compete with your competitors on the basis of price. You will need to compete with them. You'll have to get creative. Learn how to add value. Do what you do so well that people are willing to pay a premium for your services.
Well, we developed a selling price, and my selling price was 2 to 3 times what the competition was selling for. And because we put the numbers together, that's what we sold for. And it worked. And you know, it all comes down to servicing the customer and doing those extra special things to deserve that selling price. But that's what the numbers showed, and so that's what we're selling at. And it's working very well. And even though at my skepticism when we started out, you know, it's working really well.
And it is not hard to be extraordinary. We've gotten used to poor service, rude people on the phone, broken promises. If you show up on time, clean and sober, you could blow away most of your competition. It's easy to be extraordinary. Leave low prices to the big box retailers and consider, what if you sold fewer, nicer things? The world would be well served by those offerings. Marketing is connecting with people who want what you have to offer. And sales is presenting options, solutions to problems, or ways to enhance people's lives. You can learn these things. Suppose you put your plan together this far and you come up with a selling price and you think, there's no way I'm going into my market with those selling prices. Well, you don't have to energize this program. You don't have to energize that plan. You could decide right now not to sink your life savings into that business. You could say, maybe I could figure out ways to add value so that these prices become a non-issue. But wouldn't that make sense to do before you put your home equity line on the line?